Woo! Bouncy church.
Well, it's over. Okay, it's done. Proof of the revelation of Jesus Christ. Irrefutable proof. I have interpreted the four horsemen and decoded Revelation chapter 6 successfully. And this is it. If you want proof that the book of Revelation isn't just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, read chapter 6 and apply the four horsemen I have mentioned. The first horseman, Napoleon, who went forth conquering and to conquer. Okay, Napoleon was one of the greatest conquerors of all time. He was also an Antichrist, yeah, identified as an Antichrist by Nostradamus, okay, who foresaw his coming. He crowns himself Emperor of France, and he attempted to change the Christian faith, okay, to suit him. This guy was an Antichrist. He burnt all of Moscow to the ground whilst standing watching it in amazement, and he imprisoned the Pope. He was the first horseman. This is irrefutable proof, okay, of revelation of Jesus Christ. That's what I'm giving you here. Yeah. Second horseman, World War I. Third horseman, Global Depression. Fourth horseman, World War II. All within... The fall of Napoleon was early 19th century, okay? And the end of World War II, mid 20th century. All of these historic events happened at the same time. And guess what? They're in Revelation. They're in Revelation. No way is this a coincidence. It can't be. Okay? The odds are overwhelming. So there you go. It's over. Alright? You better all start believing. Because it's truth. Yeah? And we're at the end of chapter 6, and we're due to expect a great earthquake. One so great that it will move islands and mountains out of their places. That's what's coming up. And I'll tell you what, I don't think it's going to be long before we get this, because of what has just happened. Yeah, Napoleon, the wars and the depression. We've had a moment of peace, as it says at the end of Revelation 6. We get a little rest, but then we get a huge earthquake, a great quake. And this, I mean, to move islands and mountains out of their places and make the kings of the earth cower in their underground bunkers. This is probably going to be worse than the super eruption of Yellowstone. Yeah? And earthquakes always kill more. The death tolls in earthquakes, yeah, worse than an eruption, volcanic eruption, yeah. So, yeah, That's coming up. Blood moons. Apparently we've had a load of blood moons. The earthquake is mentioned before that, but we may get blood moons. We might still get them. Okay. Whoa. This is where we are. This is where we are. And I don't think this great quake is going to be the one at Israel. Because there's one, there's one later on in Revelation. And I think it's the one that destroys the Russian offensive. Okay, hailstones come down from the sky, destroying the Russian offensive, but there's also a great quake mentioned. So we're not looking at the one at Israel, yeah, that comes later on. But the one we receive, the whole world will know about it. That's the whole idea, to make man repent. But as with the wars and the Great Depression, these events happened and man still didn't understand what they really were. Okay? They were warnings. And what do? We go on about how victorious we were during the Second World War, and oh yeah, it's helped us advance technologically and all this nonsense. You know? And what do? We create heroes out of it. Okay, let's not disrespect the dead, but let's see it for what it really was, yeah? Let's not glorify it and say how victorious we were and so on. Everybody lost. Everybody loses in war, and there were warnings, right? And nobody understood it. Nobody saw them as warnings. And people wonder why this stuff happens in the first place. Unbelievable. Just carry on oblivious. Yeah? Not repenting. Not accepting Jesus Christ. Well, you better do it now, because I've just proved it. Yeah? Proof. I've given you it. Irrefutable. Irrefutable. Yeah. Read it. Revelation chapter 6. And it is a very precise and detailed description of each. Okay? The white horse. Yeah? The first horseman, the white horse. Napoleon rode a white horse. Okay, there's pictures of him riding a white horse. I've put him on in my book, in the second edition. Okay, there's a painting of Napoleon on a white horse. He crowns himself. First horseman has a crown. Yeah? He was one of the greatest conquerors of all time. And I quote, he went forth conquering and to conquer. Revelation. Second horseman. He took peace from the earth and made all of man to fight each other. Sound familiar? Yeah, you got it. World War I. World War. Peace from the earth. Oh, come on, man. Red horse, blood, death. Right? Third horseman. Pestilence. Famine. Famine, yeah? A measure of wheat, and so on, it says, you know. Horseman with the scales, yeah. It's talking about the global depression. And the fourth, well, I don't even need to go into that one. The pale horse and the Jews in the Holocaust, yeah, and all the, is it 50 million, I checked it out, deaths during World War II, okay, 50 million, and that was of those that fought in the war, okay, and there must have been many more thereafter, especially with those 2 atomic explosions, okay. It's all in there, it's all in there. Yeah. Got ya, alright, I've got ya. Atheists, agnostics, this is irrefutable, alright. You better change your whole viewpoint, you better change your beliefs, because this is evidence.